The Finance Commission is not only punching numbers and writing a report. It's also about interaction with the people.
हम लोग कोई ABCD नहीं जानते फाइनेंस का, हम लोग तो पॉलिटिकल एक्टिविस्ट हैं, ना हार्वर्ड से लड़का पढ़ कर आए ना कोई इकोनॉमिक्स का कुछ है, लेकिन हम लोगों ने बिहार जैसे राज्य को जितना बेहतर तरीके से और फाइनेंस को मैनेज किया हम लोग.
You know what Prime Minister Modi is now talking about, revenues. Sir, I'd lost my job as Finance Minister of Punjab 12 years back.
During the launch of their book, Those Were the Days, members of the 15th Finance Commission talk about the challenges that they face while allotting funds to states, Revdi politics, and their travels across the country as they went about making the report.
I'm convinced that I had written the draft, Mr. Shetty.
The book, written by members of the commission and their spouses and compiled by Ashok Lahiri, who was a member of the commission, was launched in Delhi on 22nd December. In attendance were former and current finance ministers of states.
Since the Constitution describes and expects the Finance Commission to be the balancing wheel, how can the Finance Commission fortify trust between the central government and the states?
12th फाइनेंस कमीशन की रिपोर्ट आई, उसी समय बिहार का वित्त मंत्री बना और FRBM एक्ट भी हम लोगों ने उसी समय इनेक्ट किया. ये बहुत सारे लोगों को वो रहस्य नहीं मालूम है कि अचानक हम रेवेन्यू सरप्लस कैसे हो गए और किस तरह से हम लोगों ने सारी चीज़ों को कंट्रोल किया. अगर 12th फाइनेंस कमीशन नहीं होता तो शायद हम बिहार में इतना बेहतर काम नहीं कर पाते. फॉर टेकिंग ग्रांट्स इट बिकम्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट फॉर अ स्टेट लाइक बिहार. एंड सो what I see that most of the southern states are well governed states. I must say Tamil Nadu, Kerala, other states are better governed than UP, Bihar and other states. So they are taking more and more money because of these centrally sponsored schemes.
Tamil Nadu's Finance Minister P.T. Rajan, meanwhile, counters Sushil Modi and states how the funds given to Tamil Nadu have in fact consistently fallen.
The Tamil Nadu share of the population at one time used to be 7.5% of the GDP, used to be 7.5% of the taxes devolved by the commission used to be 7.5%. And over about 4 or 5 finance commissions, the population had dropped to 6%, the GDP had gone up to 10%, and the share of taxes had gone down to 4%. That's why we said you come and go and our share goes down.
I did some figures and I went to the chairman and I told him, I said, with the resources envelope that we see, it's not possible to satisfy everybody. So he looked at me and said, well, Arvind, if we can't make everybody happy, let's try and make everybody equally unhappy. And then we would have done a good job.
Other than discussing allocation of funds to states, the panel also discussed the economic viability of distributing revenues or freebies.
You know what Prime Minister Modi is now talking about, revenues. Sir, I'd lost my job as Finance Minister of Punjab 12 years back on account of the same, because I used to be the only one in the cabinet who used to say कि ये रेवड़ी नहीं बांटनी.
I produced a figure which showed higher the support from government to a segment of agriculture, lower was the growth. Lower the support of government to a segment of agriculture, higher was the growth. To give you further elaboration, minimum government support is for fishery sector. It is growing at 8%. Then comes horticulture. Other than whatever fertilizer support we gave, no MSP, not much support, it is growing at 5%. Then comes dairy and livestock. Other than cooperative institutions, nothing, it is also growing at 5%. The highest support is to rice and wheat, and growth of these two crops is less than 1.4%. That we have created this culture so much that now people are feeling as if they are not demanding revenue is their right.
The discussion was not restricted to macroeconomics. The members also regaled the audience with stories of their travels, the food they ate, the people they met, and the adventures and misadventures they had. The book dedicates a portion to visits of the members and their partners to temples, nurseries, dams, and handloom centers.
See, Punjabis do everything in excess. So how can you compete with Punjabis? The Punjabis, what they did in Amritsar, this is fish fillet fried, deep fried in butter. I mean, even Bengalis will say, "Nahi, ye to zyada ho jayega." But it was delicious.
We were the only commission, what he means, which visited Leh Ladakh.
Ladakh was one place which I was super excited about, and just on a lighter note, there were some medicines being prescribed the previous evening that if all of us were supposed to eat to kind of beat the, the dip in oxygen and all of that. And I laughed at him. I said, you guys go ahead and eat. I'm fit, fine, my yoga and my walk and all that. I'll beat all that. And I was the only person who was in the hospital that night.
इस किताब में बिहार का जब जिक्र किया आपने, तो आपने हर स्टेट के पॉलिटिकल लीडर से मुलाकात का जिक्र किया है. मैं जानता हूँ क्यों छोड़ दिया आपने, लेकिन आपने बिहार के पॉलिटिकल लीडरशिप के बारे में कोई चर्चा नहीं किया. ये मुझे लगता है कि अगर आप चर्चा करते तो दो शब्द मेरे बारे में भी कुछ अच्छा उसके अंदर जो है और लिखा जा सकता था.
The Finance Commission acknowledged efforts of states that have done well, states that are currently doing well, and states that hope to do better.
Well, there are no more Bimar. In many parameters, it's a very mixed picture. On some parameters, for instance, Bihar and Madhya Pradesh have made significant headway. Bihar's now is significantly on population management, is tantalizingly getting closer to the TFR in terms of infant mortality, in terms of institutional delivery, has really made enormous strides. So there are many other states which haven't made this dive. So I think that the term Bimaru has outlived its utility. We should look to each individual development parameter to determine what it needs to be done to make a forward path.
We are focused on from delaying marriage, from keeping girls in school. I think that's really where we start first. Then we do free lunch. Now we started giving free breakfast. So, core at this philosophy is increasing weighted average productivity. And the only way you can do that is to improve the lowest part of the pyramid's educational level, starting with elementary education. And to do that, they have to have good nutrition. And to do that, they have to be born relatively well-nourished. And to do that, you have to keep pregnant women well protected and given right medicine. And to do that, you have to keep them longer in school and delay the marriage. And really something as simple, I've just seen some analysis, as providing menstrual hygiene support increases the likelihood that girls stay in school past about, the age of menstruation. So this has been probably the single key to, secret to Tamil Nadu success going back to the days of the Madras presidency.
So very few people know that once Dhaka fell and Bangladesh was created, it became the state policy of Pakistan within that what is known as a deep state or the establishment, that we have to take revenge for this. Sakute Dhaka ka badla lena hai. और वो बदला कहाँ लिया जाएगा? वो बदला पंजाब में लिया जाएगा. We will give 1,000 cuts to India, and those 1,000 cuts will be in Punjab. Punjab was completely destabilized for a decade and a half, and we had barely come out of that tailspin. That government of India, in its own wisdom, announced some special excise and income tax concessions to our immediate neighbors. Not that we were against that these concessions should be given to our neighbors, but whether it was Kashmir, it was Himachal, Uttarakhand, they got excise and income tax exemption. So whatever industry existed in Punjab, it actually was all, they just had to travel 10 meters outside Punjab and they were exempted from income tax and excise and so on and so forth. And to quote another great poet of Punjab, Faiz Ahmed Faiz, where he says, कि सबा ने फिर दरे जिंदा पे आके दस्तक दी, सहर करीब है, दिल से कहो ना घबराए, the sun is the morning is about to dawn. Dil se kaho na ghabraएं.